Hi, everybody. Welcome back to the official Big Bang Theory podcast. I am your host, Jessica Radloff, and today's guest is the one and only Wil Wheaton. We are so grateful that he is here in studio because this guy is booked and busy. I just want to let you know what he's got going on right now. He's currently in the second season of his podcast. It's Storytime with Wil Wheaton. He is also narrating an audiobook of The Body, which is the Stephen King novella that is the basis for the movie Stand By Me, the iconic Stand By Me. And speaking of, for the 40th anniversary of Stand By Me, he's doing a series of personal appearances around the country with fellow Big Bang Theory alum Jerry O'Connell, as well as Corey Feldman. And of course, there is the upcoming Stuart Fails to Save the Universe coming to HBO Max. He can't spill a lot, but I'm going to try to see what I can get out of him for this one because we've got to know some good stuff. He also, of course, is known for playing Wesley Crusher on Star Trek: The Next Generation, but we love him here as Wil Wheaton, Sheldon's nemesis. Welcome, Wil Wheaton. It is so good to see you.
Thank you. It's so nice to be here.
Of course. And it's my first time meeting you in person. We talked for the book, but it's so great to have you in here. And I have to say, when I was rewatching your episodes in season 3, all I have in my mind is Sheldon screaming, Wheaton! Yeah. Like, that's all that I think about now.
It's such a great moment.
It's such a good line. Before we jump in to the episodes, though, I saw something so sweet on your Instagram not too long ago where you posted a throwback photo of your time on the Big Bang Theory and you said you watch it every night now.
Almost every night, yeah.
That's amazing.
Yeah, I was on tour a lot last year.
Yeah.
And I get lonely when I'm away from home. I love my family. I am such a homebody. And I realized when I was on tour that Big Bang Theory is on TV somewhere all the time. And then I saw Big Bang on when I was in a hotel and I stopped to watch it. And it was, I think it was like a third season episode. And it just felt so familiar to me. It felt familiar to me as an audience member, but I also could remember being on stage 25 and I was looking at my friends and I was remembering, I mean, I could talk to you for hours about all of the incredible memories we made together working on that show, how every time I was on the set, it was the best day of my life. And it was such a joyful and wonderful time. And it really, watching the show now, it really takes me back. It allows me to reconnect in a meaningful and helpful and soothing way to before all of this.
Yes.
And it's not just these episodes that I remember. It's like those times that we got to go to Comic-Con and I moderated panels for the writers and the actors. And Bill Prady had these wonderful parties that brought together the most incredibly, you can't even believe they were assembled in one place, collection of scientists and creators and people whose work we all love. Every time I turn on the TV and I can find an episode of the show, it just reminds me of those times. And I get to watch people I genuinely love do extraordinary work. And that's really fun. And every now and then there's one that I was in. And then I get to see myself and then I get to really remember, oh my God, when we did that, we had this moment during rehearsal. Or, you know, I was playing cards with Melissa and Kevin, you know, and it's all really, really good memories.
I love that you're saying this. Like, it's rare to find an actor that will admit, you know, to be like, yes, I turn it on and I watch this show because it brings me such happy memories. And do you know what I do when I'm in hotel rooms, either here in the United States or if I'm out of the country, I will find Big Bang on the TV and then I'll take screenshots and I'll text the actors and I'll be like, look, you're here with me in Lake Como today and you're speaking Italian, you know, or I'll text them and I'll send them clips. And it's just like, you just feel familiar. You have such love for this show. But in the very beginning, you did not want to watch The Big Bang Theory because you thought I was so afraid that it was. Tell us the story.
All I heard was it's a sitcom about nerds, and my immediate thought was, oh, they're making fun of us because that's what had happened our entire lifetimes, right? And I didn't realize that one of the reasons Bill created the show was to upset that. and change that paradigm. Right. And I was very reluctant. A big part of my story, my personal story, is I spent my life being bullied for who I am.
Right.
Right. I didn't choose to be a nerd. I didn't choose to be a weird, sensitive artist. I didn't choose to be a bookish, cerebral kid who would much, much rather be taking the ring to Mordor with his buddies in the book than getting hit in the face with a dodgeball or striking out in kickball. It's just, that's who I was,
Yeah.
And I was just so relentlessly bullied for that. And the things that I always loved, science and history and art, and where they all overlap, right? It was just like, why do you care about that, right? And then I finally sat down and watched it, and I was like, oh, I'm wrong. I'm completely wrong about this. This show's so funny. And there was a spherical cow in a vacuum joke early on, and I was like, nobody makes that joke. And I just thought, okay, Will, you were wrong. And I watched it, completely fell in love with it. And then I'd been watching it for about, I don't know, a year.
Okay.
I think, year and a half when Bill's office called. And I thought I didn't think it was real.
A joke.
I thought it was one of my friends pranking me. Mm-hmm. So I contacted my manager and I said, I'm pretty sure this is bullshit, but just in case it's not. And he was like, oh, I know her. I talk to her all the time. Go ahead and call. So I did. And she's like, Bill wants to talk to you. I was like, am I in trouble? And Bill pitched me. Bill pitched me on being Sheldon's nemesis. And he pitched me on being this character in the show. And the correct answer to that is, yes, tell me when to show up.
Right.
But at that moment in my life, at that point in my career, I really wanted, I can be me, that's easy.
Yeah.
But I still had something to prove. Mm-hmm. I really wanted to be a character. And I said to Bill, I love this and I love your show. I want to play a character the way that Sarah plays Leslie or John plays Barry. Mm-hmm. I want to be a character, then I feel like I could be part of this. It's not stunt casting, right? It's not a one-off. And Bill said, I completely understand. I know that actors don't like to you want to be someone else.
Yes, of course.
Right. And I said, can I think about it? And he said, yeah, just give me a call back. So I called a friend of mine. His name is John Rogers. And you know John's work. John co-created Leverage
for TNT.
And Librarians. He is a brilliant, brilliant writer. John is a comedian and a physicist and a writer. He is squarely he's the center of the Big Bang Theory Venn diagram, right? And I told him what had happened, and that Billy called me, and I said, I was like, John, I don't know what to do. And John, who I love, John, sort of comically, but also seriously, yelled at me so loudly through the phone, I had to pull it away from my ear. And he goes, what the fuck is wrong with you? You say yes. You hang up get off this call. Call Bill Prady back and tell him yes.
Yes.
A rerun of the Big Bang Theory on basic cable just got higher ratings than first run whatever on one of the networks. What are you even thinking? I was like, John, stop yelling at me. I really wanted to say yes. I just wanted to know if I should push to be a character. And he's like, shut up, call him back. So I called Bill back.
Your journey to getting on the show is truly remarkable.
I mean, it's like, I just, Big Bang Theory changed my life.
Yeah. Which is a big thing to say because you have had an extraordinary career already.
I have.
So how did it change your life?
Got me comfortable with myself. I was on a set where I felt like I deserved to be there. I was with a crew and creative partners in the cast and the writers who made me feel like I was part of a team.
Yeah.
We were doing something together. And there are all of these practical career things that come with being a featured reoccurring guest on the highest rated sitcom in the world. There are wonderful things that happen because of that, and I'm grateful for all of them. But that's not what it was.
Yeah.
I made friends. I made friends who made me want to be a better person. I made friends who inspired me to really focus on the art that I love and the storytelling that I love. I grew at levels as a writer because the writers welcomed me, and they knew that I liked to write, and they knew that I liked to tell stories. And they were like, if you have questions, if you want to talk about things, it was just that kind of environment.
Yeah.
I don't know what other people who sit in this chair tell you, but in my experience, now almost 46 years of a 53-year-old life, that's happened twice in my career. It's so rare.
Yeah.
By the time we were in like season 10, everybody on that crew was grateful to be there and wanted to be there.
Yeah.
Everyone in the cast knew what they were doing. And it was this perfectly oiled machine. And it was the best day of my life. Every time I was there, we only had fun. I grew as a comedic actor from all the scenes I had with Jim. I don't know Jim as well as I wish I did.
Really?
When we were working together, he was available and kind and generous, and just so sweet. But he has a huge responsibility, enormous responsibility in that show, right? Sheldon is a very particular character. It's a lot of work. I just being close to him and watching him work, I learned so much about performing comedy, listening for the music in the writing, listening for the timing, for the meter in the language that the writers choose, each specific word being so important. And I remember we were in a scene once. I don't remember what the scene was. We were in a scene once. It was just the two of us. And I remember Jim looking up, and it was one of the very few times I saw him frustrated. And he said, I can't hear it. Wow. I just cannot hear the music in this scene. And I think it was Sandrowski was like, yeah, you're right. I got to talk with them about that. And when we went, we were like, let's just call it on this scene. We'll move on to the next one.
Yeah.
We'll go do our thing.
Right.
And we'll come back to this tomorrow. And it was all, I don't remember what it was. It was tiny, just right?
Something,
but he knew.
Yeah.
Everyone at the absolute top of their game. I remember one afternoon talking with John Bowie, and we just we were looking around the stage, and he and I are both like blue collar actors, right? We're like we have to audition and we have to do real hard work, right? To like get to the opportunity to play the character. And we're looking around and like, there's Kaylee and Johnny are lifers. I'm a lifer. Jim and Melissa and Mayim are all so fucking smart and such mega nerds for the history and the deep artistic beauty of storytelling. And just Simon was on Mad TV forever, and we're looking around at these guys, and just marveling at the company that we were keeping.
I love it.
And
it's
just rare, it was a real gift. It was a real gift and a real blessing. So all the practical ways that it changed my life, it opened a lot of doors for me.
Yeah.
It helped raise my profile so I can be the audiobook narrator I want to be.
I mean,
that's all I want to do for the rest of my life, for the rest of my career. I'll show up every now and then if someone, I'm mostly retired from acting, but there's a couple of people I'll say yes to. John's one, Bill Prady's one.
Yes.
Anybody from Star Trek, I'll say yes to them. But, I'm not pursuing it.
Right.
I'm so happy and artistically satisfied narrating short fiction for my podcast. And I have as much audio narration work as I want.
That's
right.
Great.
I mean, it's wonderful.
That's
I'm so grateful for it.
Awesome.
And that really kind of started with Big Bang Theory. The actors, they don't need me for anything. And they didn't make me feel like I was family. They made sure that I knew that I was family. My whole life. And I really wanted a family. I wasn't allowed to be a member of the family I was born into. And it sucked. And it was a lonely, lonely childhood.
Mm-hmm.
And I was scared all the time. And I have just looked for people who can see me, who can see who I want to be and what my values are, who care about this thing that I do well.
Yeah.
Everybody at Big Bang Theory made me feel that way, but Bill especially.
Yeah.
I love him. He's really part of my family, and I'm really part of his family. And that, we'll be friends for the rest of our lives. And I cannot overstate how much that means to me. If the only thing that came out of my time on the Big Bang Theory was our friendship, it would have been more than I ever could have dreamed for.
That's so special. And I applaud your vulnerability too. I wish more people were like you and being as honest as you are and as open as you are, because I feel like we all feel that way. I want to say, when you say you feel like a fraud, I want to be like, you should never feel like a fraud. But guess what? We all feel like that. We're all trying to fit in, to prove ourselves, hoping we're doing the right thing. And we never know, so I'm so glad that this experience has given you that.
Yeah, thank you.
You mentioned Melissa Rauch is one of the people that you love being with.
Yeah.
You and Melissa made your debut in the same episode, which was 305, the creepy, candy, try not to look at this.
The creepy candy coating corollary.
Thank you. Amazing.
Describing Wolowitz.
Yes, it's so good. I think it was Penny that said that in bed with Leonard or something in that scene. Exactly.
Yeah.
What do you remember about meeting Melissa for the first time? Did you guys talk much in that first episode?
Yeah. At the table read for that first episode, we introduced each other. We introduced ourselves. And I actually met her with Kevin Sussman.
Oh, no kidding.
Kevin and I, it's so weird. I don't even remember how this happened, but Kevin and I both it's like we were in video games and we each had little exclamation points over our head for the other to see. That was like, there's a nerd.
Yeah.
So we were talking about how we both love gaming and comic books. And we were talking about comic books and we were talking about gaming. And Melissa was like, what are you guys talking about? And I said, I'd been hosting tabletop and I love board games and so does Kevin. So we were talking about them. And I said to her, I actually have a very simple card game in my bag. Do you want to play? She's like, sure. So Kevin and Melissa and I sat down and we played this game called Guillotine. It's a really simple card game where you're just trying to put the rich to the, it's timely. And we just had a really fun time playing together. Yeah. Right. And I don't think either one of us thought, well, we're going to be working together for the next 10 years.
Right.
But we immediately hit it off. And I just felt like, there's something that happens. I meet other artists, I meet other creators, and I just feel like, we kind of speak the same language. We have the same passion. Mm-hmm. We have the same, if there's two doors and one says art and the other says literally anything else, we walk through the art door. And I felt that with her. And we became really good friends too.
So good. I mean, it's understandable. She's one of the best people ever. So is Kevin.
Yeah.
In your first episode, what is so great is that we find out the backstory to why Wil Wheaton, Sheldon's nemesis, you are sixth on his nemesis list.
I know. Which should be higher, right?
I mean, why not? Yeah, you and Billy Sparks there, a little,
I understand he had more time with Billy Sparks.
Yes.
But listen, I've seen Billy Sparks was doing the best he could.
Exactly. Do you know, I purposely moved Jim's Funko doll, Sheldon, to be right over your shoulder for this episode. I was like, it only felt fitting.
Yeah, it's super appropriate.
For this.
Yeah.
In the episode, of course, we find out that he went to
Dixie
Mississippi.
Track 95.
Yep. To have you sign a piece of memorabilia.
Yeah.
You didn't show up after he spent 10 hours on a bus.
Yeah.
And
broke his personal bathroom rule.
Yes, exactly. He is not happy with
Never
you.
going to let it go.
And then you show up at the comic book store.
Right.
And you say that the reason that you were not there, you lie.
My grandma just died.
Yes.
Yeah.
So we're going to watch that clip.
Okay.
You can watch it on HBO Max in full. It's so great.
Okay.
But let's take a look.
Okay.
I came here to defeat Wil Wheaton, the man who destroyed my dreams. But I can't defeat Wil Wheaton, the man who loved his meemaw. Enchanted Bunny.
No! Not Enchanted Bunny!
I call my Meemaw Nana, and she's going to be very happy to hear that my small rock kills your enchanted bunny. Game over, moon pie.
I don't understand. Your grandmother's alive?
You catch on quick. Come on, Stewie, let's get our prize money.
I love the way you say moon pie. That's so good.
I remember we put that scene up maybe the same day as the table read. Yeah,
Okay.
I'm sure we put it up the day of the table read, but maybe it was during rehearsals.
Yeah.
Fuyoshima came over to me and she said, "Listen, this scene's working so well. It is not going to change between now and Tuesday. So I just wanted to encourage you to it's safe to have fun.
Yeah.
With this. Go for that, right?"
I love that.
And I remember back then we would rehearse, we'd block, we'd run the scene, and then we'd take a 5. And when we would take a 5, they would pull out the ping pong tables and we'd play ping pong. It was really, really fun, really wonderful way to make a connection to whoever you're playing with, right? And there's people in the crew that I made connections to, and I'm terrible at ping pong, but I loved it, man. It was so much fun. I'm sure you've heard what a freaking shark Kaylee is. There is nothing scares me more than Kaylee down 2 points in a ping pong match. We took a 5, and sound had recorded Kunal going, "No, not Enchanted Bunny," and just kept playing it over and it was like a sample in a club.
Yes.
It was so funny, and we were all just dying. I love that scene. It's so funny. And then the homage to Wrath of Khan.
Yes. So what did you think then? You came back quite a few times in season 3.
Yeah.
In episode 319, the episode is named after you. The Wheaton Recurrence. When you hear that, I don't think anybody else has their name in the episode.
Yeah, so I had deliberately forgotten that because it's so overwhelming that I don't know what to do with it. I mean, that's like seeing your name on a building or something like that, right? that was really, really cool.
I mean, how cool. The Wheaton Reoccurrence.
It's just really special. It was lovely to feel like it was an event every time I was in a show. And just to get named in the, I'd totally forgotten about that because it's I don't know what to do with it. My wife and I were in San Francisco once, and we were waiting for a stoplight to change, and a guy comes jogging past us, and he looks at me. And I've done this long enough. I've been in this body long enough to know when someone's radar goes, "I know that guy." And I said to Ann, "That guy just made me." And the guy does the jogging thing where he jogs backwards, and then he's standing, jogging in place. And he says, "Are you on The Big Bang Theory?" And I said, "I am." And he says, "I love you on The Big Bang Theory." And I said, "Thanks. I love me on The Big Bang Theory too." And he said, "This is embarrassing. I know that your character's name is Wil Wheaton, but I don't know what your name is." And I was like, "That's perfect."
You told me that story, and I will never forget hearing it. And I loved it because you were like, "That's exactly." Because here, what's so ironic again is that
what I wanted.
Right, you were afraid to play yourself, and then this guy is like,
"You're playing a great character.
I don't know who you. What's your name?"
Yeah.
So good.
We are recording this shortly after I was at the Oscars to remember Rob Reiner.
Yes,
and I really wanted to go to that because everything that's good in my life started with Rob Reiner and Stand By Me. People have been quoting at me that scene where Sheldon's drunk on my porch and he's like, "You were so good at Stand By Me." Laugh. It's so funny. So funny.
I mean,
my wife Ann was on the set when we filmed that, and we took a picture on Wil Wheaton's porch where like she's looking down at what's, like a giant pool of vomit in our flowers, and is looking at she's like, what's going on? And I'm like, sorry.
By the way, was that your real wedding ring that you wore on the show too?
Yeah.
Or did they give you a prop one?
No. This is my wedding ring, but I took it off. I wore it in one episode.
Okay. Because I think it was in the clip we just watched.
It's in that episode. And then after that episode, I never wore it.
Really?
Made the decision that Wil Wheaton in that universe isn't married.
Oh, that is funny.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay, well,
also that Wil Wheaton doesn't wear glasses. That Wil Wheaton has better eyesight than I do.
Okay, we're going to watch another clip from 319, the Wheaton reoccurrence. Okay. I just want to keep saying your name now for it, because I don't know if you remember, you were technically the one responsible
for breaking up
Leonard and Penny. Did you get hate mail for that?
Which I certainly would never have done just to win a bowling game. That's ridiculous. No, I never got hate mail.
Oh my God. All right, well, let's watch it. Now I'm going to look for your wedding ring in this.
You won't see it.
I'm glad you patched things up.
Wait, is it there?
It's a different ring.
Yeah, me too.
It's always tough when the L-bomb gets dropped and you're not ready for it.
Tell me about it.
I dated this one girl, and I told her that I loved her. And she said she wasn't sure. And she strung me along for almost 2 years. It was brutal.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Thanks. Yeah, I wish that she had just broken up with me right there. Put me out of my misery.
Really?
Yeah, it would have been kinder.
Well, you're up.
Oh, that's me.
Did you let Wil Wheaton get in your head?
What are you talking about?
He's evil. He plays evil mind games. Did he tell you his grandmother died?
No.
Well, if he does, don't believe it. He's not above playing the dead Meemaw card. Enjoy the accolades now, Wil Wheaton. But like your time on Star Trek Next Generation, your smug self-satisfaction will be short-lived.
That's a Miskatonic University class ring that I bought at a convention.
Wow.
The bowling ball that I roll there.
Yeah.
It's beautiful, isn't it?
It's gorgeous.
Big,
your form is great.
Blue bowling ball. Looks like it's got storm clouds all over it. Really good reason to choose that bowling ball.
Yeah, of
it's
course.
so beautiful. That bowling ball weighed about 16 pounds. And I was the idiot who chose a bowling ball based on the way it looked, not based on how much it weighed, like all of the other professionals on the set. So we were, that's not a bowling alley, it's a set.
Right.
And all day long, picking it up, putting it down, picking it up, putting it down, throwing it, picking it up, throwing it, picking it up. My entire left side was so sore for literal days after we filmed that.
Oh my gosh. I can't. And that was probably a pre-tape day, I would imagine.
That was a pre-tape day. Yeah. And that was like a 10-hour pre-tape day. And that scene's not very long. It's only like 2.5 pages. But it was, it was very complicated shooting that. Because we just had to move walls around to get coverage.
Yeah.
And they had about maybe a 12 feet long bowling lane, set up there. And then just these like nets and cushions and things to catch these bowling balls. And it feels kind of weird to be like throwing a bowling ball the way you do.
Of course.
But it's only going to go about 10 feet, and like it's going to hit something.
Well, it looked great. I mean, you did it for your art and it was beautifully done. And it looked like, you were in no pain at all, which you probably weren't at that point. It hit the next day.
Right before that scene also is a really great moment where I'm pointing at his head and I say, I'm living here rent free.
Yes.
I sign a picture. I autograph that picture all the time. And people ask me to write that line in, on it.
Do you remember your favorite line though?
My favorite line that I've ever said in my entire career is live long and suck it. There will never be a better line. There will never be a funnier line. That entire day was hilarious.
It's my favorite episode of all time.
Really?
The opening night excitation that you were a part of when Sheldon and Amy have coitus.
Yeah.
And then the new Star Wars movie is opening.
It's so funny that like, the dual reactions at the end of that are great.
Okay. So we're going to play a game with you.
I love games.
Okay. It is called Wheaton's Revenge.
Okay.
All right. So it's very simple, this premise.
Okay.
You are once again Sheldon's greatest enemy.
Okay. I've replaced Brent Spiner.
Correct.
Okay.
We are going to throw out scenarios, and your job is to come up with the most appropriate way that Wil Wheaton would ruin Sheldon's day.
Okay.
It's a rapid fire game of questions, no overthinking.
All right.
Okay. You're alone in Sheldon's apartment for 2 minutes.
Yeah.
What do you change?
I take everything that is on the refrigerator and I just move it a tiny little bit to the right.
Good answer. I like that. You're gonna kill this. Okay.
That is an extremely evil thing to do to Sheldon Cooper.
It's fine. It's fine. Okay. You are going to show up at game night. What rule would you add last minute?
What's the game?
They did not specify here. Let's say it's Dungeons and Dragons.
Okay, we're showing up at Dungeons and Dragons, and the rule that I'm adding for Dungeons and Dragons is that I get an automatic re-roll when I crit fail.
Love it. Okay, you bring a gift to Sheldon. What is it?
Well, I've already given him the action figure that he so desperately wanted, but then Brent Spiner opened it and ruined it. So you know what? I am bringing him an original Mego Enterprise bridge set to go with the transporter toy that he broke, and I'm getting him the Romulan Commander action figure because I think it's the coolest looking one from those days.
You are so good at this. Okay, you get the last word of an argument with Sheldon. What is it?
Moon pie.
You leave Sheldon questioning one thing forever. What is it?
Is the ending of Star Trek Enterprise truly canonical?
We're going to leave it at that because you did amazing at this game. Well done. I am very, very impressed. Okay, so now tell us everything about Stuart Fails to Save the Universe. Putting you right on the spot.
I have had the extraordinary privilege of being in the front row for the entire development of Stuart Fails to Save the Universe. I sat with Bill for months while he told me, I know everything about it. He's told me who the characters are, what the MacGuffin is.
Yeah.
It's wonderful. It's brilliant. It's so funny. The actors are phenomenal. It's so risky to take a spin-off. Mm-hmm. Characters and actors who are always capable of, filling the top spots now have to do that. And there's expectations.
Yeah.
And you're going to be compared to what you already did no matter what. And all you can do is commit to the work and show up and do the very best that you can. And I got to go to the set to visit and I watched them and they are amazing. I would not say this if I didn't believe it in my heart, if I hadn't witnessed it myself, if I hadn't read a lot of the scripts. It's so clever. And it's wickedly funny. I think that the audience is going to absolutely love it.
Can't wait.
It's, Bill and Chuck are such an incredible Lennon and McCartney team. They have real different sensibilities about comedy. Their points of view are valid and relevant and wonderful, but they're very different. And when they come together, they strike a harmony, right? It makes a chord that is only playable when the two of them are working together. That happened on Big Bang Theory. And that has happened I believe, on Stuart Fails to Save the Universe.
I love
What's
that.
funny is every time we talk about it, we write SF, whatever.
Oh, it reminds me.
We always think it says STFU.
Yep, of course. I
every
know.
single time.
Same thing here. When I'm typing it out, I'm like, oh
every
my
time.
God, this is going to kill me. It's also so funny too, because I remember you told me that you had actually pitched a spinoff when Big Bang was ending, where you would kind of continue on as Professor Proton.
Mayim and I thought it would be really fun to do a kids show. To do an actual Professor Proton kids show that would just be an online show where I would play Professor Proton, but it would be real science. And then, so like most of the show is real science. And then a small part of the show is just Wil Wheaton's life.
Right.
Right. And things like that. We couldn't get anybody to bite on it. I still think it's a great idea.
I mean, listen, Kevin Sussman told me that he pitched Chuck an idea for a spinoff at the time. And Chuck said to him something along the lines of, I don't think Stuart can carry his own show.
Amazing.
Surprise.
Amazing. That's
6 years later.
What's funny about that is that I can hear
7
Chuck,
years later.
I can, like the thing is like, I don't think Chuck says that unkindly.
No.
Right. It's just like, I'm not going to waste your time.
Right. Of course.
And that's like, I always wish if I have an idea or something and the answer is just nope, I'd rather get that right away.
Yeah.
Like break up with me right away.
Right.
Don't drag me through a whole bunch of bowling games.
Yeah. As you told Penny.
As I told Penny.
They were donezo after that for a while.
They sure were.
Because of you.
Yeah. But you know what? I did them a huge favor. I showed them what the world was like when they were not in one another's lives. They never would have done that otherwise.
True. And we got a great, getting back together.
Yeah. So, in a way, I saved their marriage.
All right. Well, maybe that's going too far, but
I don't think it is.
I love it. Oh, you are such a pleasure to have. I'm so glad to have you in studio and to finally meet you face to face. And you're brilliant. And then everybody at home, go follow him on @itswilwheaton on Instagram, right?
Yeah. Or my website is wilwheaton.net.
Great.
I would love for you to listen to my podcast called It's Storytime with Wil Wheaton. Every Wednesday, a brand new episode of short speculative fiction that I narrate from amazing authors. Your new favorite author who you have not yet discovered is waiting for you to hear their story.
I love it.
It's a wonderful gig. I absolutely love it. It's available wherever you get your podcasts.
Well, like I said, you could sit here for hours. I would just listen to every story. So I get why you have this podcast, and congratulations. And I look forward to many more seasons to come.
Thanks a lot.
Thanks for coming.
It is such a pleasure to be here.
That's it for today's episode of the official Big Bang Theory podcast. Hope you enjoyed it. And don't forget, you can watch us on HBO Max or listen wherever you get your podcasts. And also, of course, every episode of the Big Bang Theory is streaming on HBO Max. I'll see you guys next time.